Hello, I'm Tomas Clancy and I'm the Criminal Law Lecturer here on the FE1 course at Lawschool.ie. Criminal law is something that surrounds us from the very earliest of ages, or at least the experience of it as mediated through television, through books, through cinema, through theatre, through the newspapers, through the news. We see and we experience criminal law daily in this form, so that when people step into a classroom, when they step into their first lecture in criminal law, when they pick up their first criminal law book, they feel they have a really good understanding of it. And this is true to a certain extent. The problem is that the criminal law that we're familiar with is not essentially the criminal law of Ireland. But that knowledge is useful, and in fact the very meticulous idea of procedurals that have emerged over the last few years in the television and in cinema are an advantage to the kind of way that we would like to see, and we on this course would like to bring criminal law to you as part of an experience that we wish to try and compartmentalize criminal law, to break it up into smaller and smaller segments. The paper that we're looking forward to here, the FE1s, is something that breaks up criminal law into very discrete parts, as do all criminal law exams. And so we have to think about that and keep that as a focus when we are bringing ourselves through this course. But criminal law has changed a lot, even in the last 5 or 10 years. And so if you look at the picture on the screen here, you can see that that's a picture of the forecourts. And often you find that as the backdrop to conversation or reports about criminal law. And in fact, that's incorrect because, for example, in Dublin, the central criminal courts and the vast majority of the more serious criminal courts are here in this brand new high-tech building down beside Phoenix Park. That is the central criminal court building these days. And it's very interesting, and I feel that it's kind of a symbol of the way in which the study of criminal law has to move, and we will hope to move it on this course. So what I hope to do is I'm hoping to break this down, to break down criminal law into portions that will try and see criminal law as moving out from a matrix that involves the victim, that involves the accused, that involves the Gardaí, that involves the actors on the state side, the prosecution, and the defense side. Because, in fact, for criminal law, we need to look at all of these elements to really understand how we're going to answer any question. And if we do have that in our minds, then we're going to find that answering the questions are going to be a lot easier. We won't be, and hopefully, not overwhelmed by looking at all the knowledge we have at one time. We have to look at the procedural elements and the question that's being asked. So we're going to focus very clearly in this compartmentalized way. So today, we don't see the occurrence of crime in the locations, the happy and easy locations we used to see. So the crowbar is obviously supplanted by the laptop, the on-street muggings and the cartoon character villains have been supplanted in many places by the high-tech and by the more ethereal forms of criminal law. But that hasn't changed the essential elements that we need to know. And that is to know that criminal law is focused around an offence, a victim, somebody who is investigating this, the Gardaí, the accused person themselves, and the prosecution. And if we take that five-fingered element and take those 5 points, we can see that we can build our knowledge of criminal law out of each of those, so that onto those we ask the questions, well, what is a crime? How are we going to classify this? The elements within it, the conventions of actus reus and mens reus, and the presumption of innocence. Those 5 elements bring us through the first stage in every aspect of criminal analysis. The incitement and conspiracy, the attempt, the participation elements in it. If we break even inchoate crimes down into these straightforward, well-structured elements, we're going to find that we can approach every aspect of criminal law in this meticulous and, I believe, easy to comprehend and, above all, easy to use and easy to bring to bear on questions that are in front of us in the FE1 examination. So our view of the study of criminal law here on this course is to bring you through the idea of criminal law as something that, yes, is filled with cases and materials, with statutes, with statutory instruments, and an entire ecosystem of important decisions and ideas. But I think we can break that down in such a way that will hopefully bring the best results from your study and give you the results that you're looking for.